Welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of the Deadlock sound effect challenge. If you missed out on the first part, well, first of all, go back and watch that before you watch this. But for the people who did see it, just get you quickly up to date on where our points stand with Jake, ZP, and Dan. Jake sitting in first place at 18 points, ZP in second at 14, and Dan in last at 4th. But anything can happen because we still have 6 more abilities, or 6 more voices, sound effects that you guys can listen to and get your predictions out on who it's going to be. We have 2 categories left. We have abilities and we have ultimates. And the first part was pretty difficult, but it definitely gets more difficult from here. And that's why I put it here into the second part. We're gonna kick things off by taking a listen in on our first ability sound right now.
Huh?
Oh, I know this. Can you play it again?
I can play it again.
Yeah, play it again. Play
Okay,
it again.
here it comes.
Oh.
I can play it again if you
Yeah,
need.
play it again. Like,
I don't know if
play it again, Jamie. Let's go. Oh.
This is a tough one.
I can play it again if you guys want.
I don't think the player audio is gonna get me this one. I'm not gonna lie. I think we might
No,
be the real one.
Yeah.
maybe it'll help. You never know.
So we'll start with you, Dan, on the ability. What do you think it is?
Initially, I went like the holiday jump pads because of the I don't know, it just seemed to like make sense. And then I was like, no. Then I was like, oh, it's Lash. And then the ground strike. And I was like, no, I'm gonna go with 7 stun.
It feel like it had like a charge up into like a final moment to it, which to me kind of felt like Power Slash. I mean, it's a little bit higher pitched for Power Slash, but it's one of the few abilities in the game that has a ramp up where that would make sense.
That's a better guess.
Okay, Jake.
Yeah, I just went holiday jump pad. I thought it was the Great Talent ulti at first. That's what it like sort
Same.
of sounded like to me, but
Yeah.
then not an ulti. So I went with holiday jump pad. But this one's a tough one. I think all those answers seem good to me.
Okay, well, the correct answer, it is 7 stun.
Yes.
Good job, Dan.
My goat. He's back on
I have
top.
value as a
I'll
human.
play it for you. Yeah, I mean, you're at 8 points now. You're closing that gap against ZP, but Jake's still a little bit out of reach at the moment. But here's the actual sound for you to hear.
Yeah.
I see it.
Pretty good, right?
It's hard to capture the like electronic rumble in it. Like, there's no way to do that
Yeah.
with
Mostly
your
like
voice,
a little bit
so-
bass. It was like a.
I thought the player did well. I thought the player did
like
well.
I think he did like a little like R rolling in there. It might have been like.
Our next ability coming at you right now.
Someone getting spanked? What's that?
Yeah, what the? What?
This seems kind of wrong. It feels
Yeah,
like we
also,
dialed into like
can
the
we-
wrong
can we-
radio frequency. on
Because
the-
you just said in such a dignified way, can I actually get the repeat from Dan on the word ass paddle, like just with the British accent, please?
Arse battle.
To give you a clue, right? This player is doing the ability 3 times just to help narrow it down. a
okay.
bit.
So it's not one ability that makes 3 consecutive sounds.
Yes, correct. All right, so our answers are all locked in. ZP, let's start off with you and your guess of what that sound was.
I mean, look, maybe it's too much on the nose with the ass paddling, but I went for Lash and Flog is what I went for.
I think that's the same one that I picked. I don't know what it's called,
is.
but the nuking skill.
I can't believe I didn't pick Flog. But yeah, I put Shiv's knife. I had no idea.
Well, our correct answer is Shiv's knife.
Okay.
Serrated blade.
way.
Okay, Jake,
no
are they
way.
colluding? Or is Dan just like, I'm
No,
actually...
I'm not. I feel like I should have guessed it because I actually play Shiv, and then I know I've heard that sound before. I think I know what the player was going for, but I just couldn't place it. But I think that's right. I think that's like when you hit the knife, it has like a sharper sound. When you kick it, it makes like a more of like a ting. But then if
I'll play the sound for you so you can hear it.
yeah.
Softening him up.
Oh, yeah.
Catch.
So it's obviously not
Yeah,
the
so
wild
it's the
sound you
hit.
hear.
It's like the hit sound.
Yeah.
That's the really sharp sound versus the which I should have known. It was like I actually play because I've heard it. I knew I heard it before.
It definitely did sound more like a whip, though, also at the same time, you know?
I have to say, though, I am massively impressed with Dan right now because he's gotten 2 in a row that neither ZP or Jake has gotten.
My
and now
goat.
he's
He's making
2
the
points
comeback.
away. 2 points
Hell
away
yeah.
from ZP, 6 points away from Jake. The
Shit,
comeback
I gotta
is
lock
real.
in. I can't be giving them this comeback. I gotta stay in control.
All right, well, here we go. Here's our last ability.
Was that asthma attack?
Are they okay?
Dude, that's sleep apnea. Like, who has the sleep apnea?
I'm locked in. I'm locked in, guys. Pick up the pace. Pick up the pace.
All right. So we heard our sound. It is the final ability in the ability round. Jake, what do you have?
I went with Geist Bomb.
Oh, that's a good one. I went with Pocket's Briefcase. And I thought maybe it could be Sinclair's Vexing Bolts.
All right, ZP.
Again, like, I think you could almost argue as like a charging type ability. I don't think it's the answer, but I went with Power Slash again because whatever.
So our correct answer is none of your answers, actually. So we'll
Okay.
go on into the bonus round of what the ability is. I'm going to play the sound for you now.
Throwing stake.
Oh.
Oh, okay, well.
There's only so much I can do in that one when it comes to the sound. I can't cut out the voice line when I do it.
We gotta. I'm trying not to throw too much shade, but hopefully we all get this.
Okay, well, I can tell you this. You all did get it correctly. That is indeed Vindicta's Stake.
It's just,
I'm not. I think this one might have been a miss from the player.
Yeah.
But that's a tough one. They picked a very hard one. Like, that's a weird sound to make with your mouth.
All right, so to round out our ability round, our current tally is Dan at 14 in third, ZP in second at 16, and Jake in first at 20. It is still anyone's game here because it gets a little bit more difficult from here on. Harder than the abilities, actually, I would say.
Really?
As we
Oh.
move into our
There's so many
first
less
ultimate.
options in the ultis, but it's interesting.
Yeah, but you haven't heard the player do the sound
Okay,
yet.
yeah,
probably
that's true.
why.
That's true. But
Let's kick things off with our first ult sound from our player.
oh my god, you were right, Jason.
Let's go to find out what our contestants picked or guessed for this. Dan, what do you have in our first round of ultimates?
I think this is Ivy's ultimate because it sounds like you're taking off and then flying and then dropping the bomb. It like sounds like those three parts of the Ivy ults. That's why I went Ivy ult.
GT ult. I feel like when you had the like, "Ooh," and then the explosion at the end, that like kind of narrows it down. I think Ivy is a really, really good guess.
I went with Calico. I'm really not sure.
I have to say this. I didn't want to say beforehand because this was a very special round, actually, because it was worth more points for a certain reason. And none of you caught on to what the reason was necessarily. So what I'm going to do is, this is for 2 points. There's no extra points allotted. And I'm going to play the actual sound for you now.
Oh, I wondered about Yamato. Wait, should I have said that?
So I'm going to just say what the answers are. We had Dan went Yamato. ZP went Sinclair into Yamato, Shadow Transformation, and Jake went Sinclair. So the correct answer was Sinclair copying Yamato's ultimate, which is why it was worth additional points if you could guess it off the get-go, because there's technically 2 ultimates in there.
Oh, okay. I knew it
But
was the
ZP
Yamato
and Jake
ultimate, but I
both
thought
got
it just
Sinclair.
counted as Sinclair because it's his ulti. But what? I don't know. That's fine. That's fine.
We're going into our second to last sound, and it is another ultimate. And if you can keep a straight face from this, I'd be pretty impressed. Here we go.
Why did a seal just get clubbed to death? What happened?
I thought it was like a seagull, you know?
Mad respect to this player.
I can play this again if you need. Just
Play one more time.
Maybe a few more times back to back, maybe.
A few more times.
please.
Maybe can we just do like 15 minutes straight?
Let's see. ZP, let's start off with you. Who did you pick? What ultimate?
I did Warden Last Stand. I mean, I don't know about the EU part, but that was going in there, but it's like, it does kind of have like a blinker thing going on when Last Stand is going off, and I could sort of see like the player going for that. I'm not 100%, but I think Last Stand is like a reasonable guess here.
I went with Warden too, but now I'm thinking. Well, I'll let Dan's guess come, but I think there's maybe something else. I'm not sure. I went with Warden.
I went with the Viscous ult because it just sounded so like goofy, like a Viscous, and then just like I thought the seal sounds are kind of like the bouncing around.
like the Vistus is screaming every time his head comes up from the bottom of the ball.
That's a sound pack you should make.
All right. Well, the correct answer was none of your guesses. So we're gonna go into.
Wait. Can I make a
actual
last
sound.
guess before we play the sound?
I can't give you the points
okay,
for it.
Okay. I'm gonna write it down and then
But you can
we'll
take
see.
it to me. Okay. Here's the actual sound.
I'll give him hell.
Oh, okay.
Dude.
You can hear the sirens.
Yeah, that's true.
I actually feel real bad now, but also.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot it made the sirens. Nobody plays this character.
Well, they
I
play
definitely
it.
don't
You
play
can
this
see it in
character.
pubs, but like we definitely don't see it in DFN.
I instantly kill her when she presses her ulti, so it doesn't last long.
Yeah.
True.
Well, we all got
I
2
feel
points
so
for that
stupid.
one. So going into our last round, it's Dan at 16, ZP at 20, and Jake at 24. And we're going into our last ultimate sound before trying to guess who the player is. And here's the soundbite.
Oh God.
I had to record these out earlier and I couldn't stop laughing.
Oh boy. Man, oh man. All right, I'm locked in.
It's ZP, it's ultimates.
Or okay. Never mind. No, I'm not locked in. I'm not locked in.
Oh, my boy did Bebop Bomb. And I'm like, huh? Okay, ZP's got his answer. Jake's got his answer. Waiting on you, Dan.
So unsure about this.
I'm so locked in. I'm like, I've never been
That's
more
the best
sure of an
one I
answer.
got.
If I'm wrong, I'll be very upset.
All right, well, let's go into our answers. Jake, let's start off with you first.
I went with Lash ulti.
Oh.
Okay.
It's like the first
Dan?
part's the lock on, and then the high pitched screech when you like pull people.
Yeah, I can see that.
I thought about that. I thought about Warden's ult because of the pulsing, and then I just was like, I just picked Infidus randomly. I don't know. I don't know.
This is why we made
Because I
this
was
Aaron
pulsing
Ice
as well, you know.
advice, Dan.
Well, Dan,
Maybe that's right. Who knows?
Dan, I hope you are right because I also went with Infernus because it had like the ramp up.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it has the ramp up there. Although I think Jake might be Ryan Lash. Like we'll see.
The correct answer for our final sound effect is Lash Ultimate. It is the Death Slam.
Ah, nice.
Big money,
Nicely
baby.
done.
I'll play it for you real quick. Well, that leaves us at our final, well, not technically final score of Jake at 28 in first place, ZP in second at 20, and Dan in third at 16. But like I said at the
It all
beginning of this,
comes
there
down to
is
this.
a chance if you can guess the player correctly, then you will double your points. So technically anyone can still win right now. And if you need, I can play any of those sound
No,
effects
there's no-
over again
what-
if you want to hear the person's voice.
There's no way replaying a sound effect's gonna help, right? I have my guess.
I
in.
logged
I'm
it
putting
in.
my
Yeah,
guess.
I got my guess in.
All right, well, let's kick things off then. So our mystery player, Dan, who did you put?
I put Poshy Pop.
Okay,
I
ZP.
put Deathy.
I went
Alright.
with fish cake.
Well, I can tell you that
Ooh.
out of all three of your answers, none of you are right. It is none of those three players. But for the sake of making this possible, 13 points with this last chance, because I'll give you a hint of their most played hero. So I'm going to go off of the database I have of only in DFN.
Okay.
Their most played hero is Holiday. And by the way, I did 13 points just so you have a chance to win, Dan. So make me proud here.
I'm locked in. I don't. It's quite a shot in the dark, but I'm locked in.
Yeah, same for mine.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Dan right now is just going through the calculations. Yeah.
Dan's watching every fight night back to calculate whose most played heroes are Holiday. Hold on, give me 16 hours, guys. I'll be right back.
So our first round of guesses didn't go well for a mystery guess was. The clue I gave them was their most played hero was Holiday. Let's start off with you, ZP. Who did you put?
You know, I'll say who I picked, but I realized there is one other person that it could have been, and the hint could have been like a huge mislead. But going off of Holiday, in the sense like North American players that have played a ton of Holiday, the one person that stands out is Saya. But so that's what I picked.
Okay, where do you get the North America part from? Because this easily could have been EU player.
I just feel like in this instance it was probably NA. That was my gut in terms of just the. I didn't sense a deep accent before, but maybe I'm wrong. But I was thinking.
What about you, Jake?
I actually went with Saya too. I
No!
didn't have a special reason to guess NA. I just went with the same.
Okay.
And Dan?
Yeah, I did the same.
Oh wow, really?
So our three answers was Saya. And the correct answer was Saya. It was
Okay.
indeed Saya. He came in big doing those. I wanted to mess with you guys and say it was none of your guesses, but I don't want to be a dick. So our final tally was Jake in first place at 41 points. ZP coming in second at 33. And Dan, you're coming in third at 29. But honestly, Dan, you smashed them in the ability round. But Jake,
Hell yeah.
how does it feel to be the king
It's
of
good to
sound
be the
effects,
king.
of
Good to
knowing
be
your
the
Deadlock sound
champ.
effects.
Going to be retiring here as champion. Nice knowing you losers. Is an easy victory as I take a nice victory lap. Peace out.
Is it too late to tilt out like Vegas and act really mad at what I've just heard here? Just like, blow up my camera. So I don't know. Like,
Dan, for you, what was the hardest like sound effect to guess across all this?
What was the hardest one? I
Or
think
category? What was the hardest category for you?
hardest category. The ults were definitely the hardest category, actually, which surprised me. Yeah, because I thought that would be the easiest because there's like less ults. I feel like they're more kind of themed to a character in a way where we hear them so often because they're so important in fights as well. So it's more distinct. It just feels like everything makes sense that the ults would be the easiest, but I felt they were hardest.
Okay, well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for participating here. Make sure you all watch and do check them out, whether it's on DFN or over on their Twitters, or even if they stream every once in a while. It's been a pleasure, and a big shout out to Saya as well for doing all this for us. I hope you guys enjoyed, so make sure you guys like and subscribe to Locked In, and we'll see you next time.